Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Adventures Outside of the TARDIS. With me, Quill, and him, Takashi. Another way around. There has been a little bit of skip in progression because I was at the dentist and my tooth was inflamed, so I couldn't really talk. But there's gonna be a lot more of these later on, but I can't do anything about this. After everything is gonna be fixed, then I won't have to do it anymore. But there's gonna be a lot more skipping and breaking in between. Just a warning that it's gonna happen at one point. And there's not gonna be a raiding in 2 days either because I will have overtime. Yay! I literally just got notified yesterday that I have to come in one more day. So I cannot do anything about that. So this thing I literally just wrote down as Quill was literally witness to it, even though he didn't see what I wrote down. That's gonna be my prediction for today. I don't know how close I am. Definitely not very close, but I don't think he is a that egotistic character. But he is not stupid. He knows that Kakakos has had the odds for him.
Yep.
But we are gonna focus on the mission priority, not the host. Also, hi, here I am. Hi. Long time no see.
Would you like to show your new chrysalis statue now that we got you on camera?
Oh yeah, that
It actually does. It does kind of relate to this the story arc.
Alright. There we go. It just arrived not too long ago. There she is. That's my hand in on this handy.
Main and strictly the human version again, apparently.
No. And the pony version as well.
Okay.
Not pony. Or changeling.
Well, either of them could potentially shapeshift into the other.
I mean, she gets into any of the issues. If you think about that.
Including an actual statue.
Yeah, and you never know. Maybe that is chrysalis. Actually, just saying into what we are writing about. What we are reading about. You are the only one writing. I am only one reading. So, let's actually go because we will never get to the end. And I have a little bit of cold, so there's gonna be a lot of sniffling. I can do again anything about that. But I don't want to skip too many times anymore. That's fine. It can be anything. Part 3. Mission priority. Do I remember where we were? Not really. We haven't left. We haven't went back to the past, present, future, where Krakow has been kidnapped yet.
Well,
They don't even know that
one
he is.
they're going into the fog, and in part 2, they kind of had a rough landing. The Doctor was surprised by something on the console until he realized that there might be skewed spatial coordinates inside the fog, which
So
they figured might have been set up deliberately in order to trap vessels like this.
yeah, they are still in the fragment universe where they can't just leave by going to the edge. They are
Right.
still in the fog.
It may be an inverse universe. Like you leave on one side, you enter out into the other.
Yeah. What do you see? What do you two see out there? No, oh, that's nothing. The potato is Mr. Ming and the Doctor. He keeps turning her hand back and forth with Mr. Ming, who finally discovered the window and the front door, and opened it. And the Doctor, who went monitoring the outside using his monitor at the console. As Fenelon observed Duffy looking back and forth between these two, he thinks something to himself, and the tone of approximating Duffy almost could, I don't want to say the same thing probably, could look at most of the other opponents simultaneously, even if they stand in opposite directions. But, you know I don't work like that. If you are looking at two directions, you don't see anything, because your mind blends the two images together, so it cannot be just a blurry mess. Unless you are a chameleon. But I'm pretty sure Duffy is not.
Bird, I believe that's what they see all the time, is looking at two separate directions all the time. If they're really focusing on you, they turn and aim one eye at you.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure their mind works a little bit different with their vision.
And a fly's eye must be interesting. They have like thousands of little eyes around those little orb.
Yeah. You will never know. Even though scientists might already have some thoughts of how it might work, but you will never know unless you are seeing through it yourself. It is dark out there, coming reports from the doctor from the door. Aside from that, all I see is fog. Well, you are in the fog, so yeah. He looks over the shoulder and the others in the room. It's almost everything outside is being dramatically concealed from us. I mean, that is what fog is. The report of the fog isn't too much of a surprise, as I figured. As for the dark, he looks over the doctor. Did you intend for us to land within the fog at night? No. He didn't even intend for them to land in the fog to begin with. That was the whole thing, that they didn't want to land in that. They were caught. They were captured. It was a trap. Otto shakes his head and said, "No, according to my initial coordinates, it should be 4:15 p.m. out there. I mean, depending on the time zone, it can be dark at 4:15 p.m. Especially within the TARDIS, because time is very irrelevant." He has his phone with monitor to Salazar, as he had. That means one of two things. Either A, it's early in the afternoon outside of the fog, but the illusion within this place is guided at the night time, or B, our temporal coordinates have been locked out or back in addition to my space coordinates. That is very much possible. That's quite possible too. When it comes to these machines, he knows the monitor beside him, the two processors are instantly linked. And we are talking about the TARDIS, which have a lot of problems. I don't know which version of the TARDIS we are dealing with, but the early version of the TARDIS had quite a bit of problems. Everything was breaking down. Oh, this one doesn't work now. Oh, this one doesn't work now. Oh, the whole TARDIS is breaking down.
Since the last time we saw each other, I recently discovered the Doctor especially had trouble with short hops until late into his fourth regeneration cycle. Meaning he can hop across the universe easily, but just 15 feet away was quite hard for him.
Yeah, it was easier to go out for the other side of the universe and come back than.
Yeah, it's probably like jumping into a wide net, but if you're going just a few feet away, that's trying to aim at a very narrow target within the space of the whole universe.
Yeah, because if you're going farther, a little bit of difference doesn't really matter that much. But if you are doing a small amount, you can get rescued.
Eventually, we even see the TARDIS fly too.
Yeah, we have. Especially in the opening scene as well.
Mhm.
I am well aware of that, Doctor. I am kind of an owner of such a TARDIS as well. Not really a owner, but kind of a team leader in there. And I acknowledged before I got infestation. I was afraid of that possibility too. There's about and the others. You know, there's a possibility Mira should have followed us to a specific place and time, no matter where or when we try to find in the form. I mean, the fork could be a TARDIS in itself. You might never know. It would have to be after the moment the chapter was constructed, of course. But from there, you can have chosen any place, any moment. Like the time and place where she was prepared to receive us. I mean, the most obscure thing would be if they leave the fog and go outside the fog or in Gallifrey. That would be very good perspective, right?
Yep.
Because you can't really go there. I mean, we don't know in this time and space if the destroying of Gallifrey is actually a lost coordinate or not yet.
We learned since the third arc that the Time War exists in the Ponyverse too. The Doctor was horrified to learn that.
I mean, the time war
It
exists,
should-
but we don't know
Yeah.
if the Gallifrey has been destroyed yet or not.
That's at the heart of the Time War, so that means that world should not be locked yet.
Yeah? That would make her literally prepared to receive us. I mean, she had a lot of time to think about receiving you. Since you left her in Agrabah. I know it's not Agrabah, but still. Something about it will worry. How would she know how to do all of this too? Why would she have some intimate knowledge of time and space to know how to route such things? Aside from the fact that Mirage walked around with the semi-hostile Time Lord, she really shouldn't know these things. She might have learned in the meantime. But I plan back to Selming. If she figured all of this out on her own, that's unusually brilliant of her, even if she's getting extra lifespan beyond her normal years. Maybe she herself didn't figure all of this out. But everything that she observed was in her mind when she turned into a Symbiote, and the extra capacity of her brain power had made her able to figure it out afterwards. I mean, the Symbiotes are almost time travelers, not time, but actual space travelers. So they kind of have knowledge of how at least one part of time and space travel works. Note however, the knowledge of Symbiote is a big question mark. We can't know much about what it knows without being aware what horse it had for that before. That said, there's a solid suspicion that this particular Symbiote was present at least one being. It was highly telepathy. You have to use that particular method to escape. It's another one of its flaws. It was one of its major examinations. Oh, so you are putting out the possibility that it is not there were two of them, just one of them escaped. That's one that you get. Yes, it's a possibility, but I still think there was two to begin with. If this is so, then it also provides an additional method to gather information across all the time. She said, you wouldn't even have to directly interview a subject or of interest. Just hide in the background, letting this guy add something that can blend in. By passively or actually scanning the minds of any creature nearby. In doing so, it can acquire secrets including potential knowledge of our ships. Creatures. Right now, all of this is speculation. But we need to verify, we need to verify, and keep it in the back of our mind in the meanwhile. And that is true. She can have the mind of any of you while you are out there. I may just do the same as you did. Just turn into another being altogether. Then you won't have anything in your mind. I mean, I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! When characters could actually read the mind or at least see what they saw. But as Yugi and Yami was different beings, he couldn't foresee anything.
Well, I haven't seen that episode, but I got some gist of that. They keep switching minds without informing the other player
Yeah,
of their strategy. So, like, Yugi was like, I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is up to. He's just trusting me to handle these cards right now.
that's literally how they defeated him.
Hmm. Yep.
Because
And
of
the other
cheating.
opponent was some guy named Pegasus with some kind of weird Egyptian artifact with an eye thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about him.
Yeah.
So, we are talking about Time Lords who can turn into different beings. You wouldn't want to kill yourself to reincarnate, but that's one possibility. Because from what I gather, they don't really know what the other did in the beginning. At least in the beginning.
Yeah, their grasp on the rest of their memories is the most fuzzy in the beginning of the regeneration cycle. It's like their new brains are just starting to get accustomed to knowledge.
So if it all comes down to this, that's one possibility. If she really is empathic.
Mm-hmm.
But we have an empath ourselves who can check if they are empathic to begin with. I mean, just if we just read her mind as she sees the doctor's thoughts, then we will know. It is true she can send the mind of any of you while you're out there. While out there. While in the monster group. Including me, if I join you. I mean, you don't even know if she's already reading everything at the moment while you are in the form. I mean, me in the other body, on the watch I thought my consciousness is possessed knowledge the same way as any of you. I am no more valuable or resistant to telepathic scans, and different as the rest of you. No, you are kind of a little bit more vulnerable to telepathic scans. If we think about that. Especially with your PTSD. Which if she is able to scan, she can use against you.
Yeah, jeez. So far they're running on the assumption that
Yeah, it is just an assumption.
Mirage now has the telepathic ability to scan their memories if she does it, then maybe she can disguise her something as something that would scare Belladina, which is plenty of things, and Belladina's easily shakedown emotionally.
Yeah, that's why I believe she doesn't have the particular ability yet. Otherwise, why would she need why would they need time travel or money? If she has figured out time travel, then she wouldn't need a time lord to begin with.
Well, even if she figured it out, she's gonna need a ship too.
Yeah, we are more scared
Alright, let's
of
go.
her taking over the body of Vision or something like that. Who definitely had the ability. Wait, if the symbiote took over Vision's body, would she be able to see? Would the
Well,
symbiote fix her eye?
I think it could because it's mastered Mirage's ability, which is shapeshifting, so it can replace Vision's blind eyes with something that works.
Well, yeah,
And really,
we did that with Kakarota. He turned into what was his name? The Minotaur into someone who sees with more sides.
uh, if the symbiote wanted to, it might be able to shapeshift Mirage into something that has eyes all over its body.
No, she's not Pride. But I don't believe they have the ability at the moment.
You're in the middle of the paragraph there.
Yeah.
She looks a bit.
You can admit and mind that notice to them as she is. The pretty much the only semi-thinking being around you, or that might be immune to something scans. And the thing because the way they think is different from the rest of us. I mean, I think AI or are they just programmed? That's a different thing. Yeah, I think AI might be immune to this to begin with. Because it's not really thinking, it's just programmed to analyze and make assumptions.
If she could read machines like that, it's called technopathy in that case.
Yeah. So humans also need to know that language. Because the AI doesn't think in human language, they think in zeros and ones.
Oh yeah, that's a big translation barrier. If you really can read machines telepathically, we'd see what they'd be thinking, and they're thinking in a vastly different way.
I mean, at this point, she might have a TARDIS. Which can translate into multiple languages. I know, to carry a shot, and then prepare some contingencies accordingly. I won't say what they are yet, to make sure that knowledge does not fall into the hooves of an enemy, or tanks, or claws, or whatever they have at the moment. But trust me, when I say I have a plan in mind. If you have it in mind, then it can still fall into the hooves of the enemy, and I mean one to carry. After all, you are not immune to the scans, right? You can reset when I win. That's your shot. Don't worry about it. I will do what Dumbledore did, and take out that memory out of my mind and put it into the zone, so when I need it, I can take it out. I mean, we know that the Magi are capable of the technology,
Oh yeah.
removing parts of memory and store it.
It's stored in crystals and
Yeah.
maybe vice versa.
And
Downloaded
the
from
crystals
crystals.
are not basically immune because they are not thinking.
That's basically what she encouraged Daring to do, is to store some of her memories in a crystal.
Yeah. For my part, to analyze from the TARDIS console as well as the monitor. I can verify pretty much the same thing that we saw out there. At least for what is the visual scan. It is indeed a dark and there is a lot of fog. However, I know a few other ways to scan for content. Based on these readings, it looks back at the school, which seems to me is some kind of graveyard. An elephant graveyard, with 3 hyenas. Nothing therapy realized, what in horror, as it seems. A graveyard? I have never seen such a thing. Holy never die. We know they knew. Have you seen a graveyard in a kind of story? I don't think so. The closest thing we have seen for a game was the Apple and PS3. Right? We have been calling it the Fog of Fear. That's a reminder ago. There just might be a very applicable term here. More than likely Mirage can control what images we see when we travel in the fog. On that song she would be motivated to project images that would attempt to unsettle us. In the process of the Doctor as she ends the Time Lord. Do you see anything else out there? Possibly other life form? I mean, if she turns into a cave, then the TARDIS wouldn't be able to get that detected. Because it's not a life form per se. I have a question though. If
Yeah, scanning for some death forms.
no, if the Symbite is in Mirage, and Mirage turns into something, does the Symbite turn with her? Or stay as a Symbite? It doesn't need to be staying as a Symbite, right?
Well, it's adapting and gaining the traits of each of the hosts it has. When it passes on to the next host, it carries the genetic traits of the last hosts. So it's permanently gaining all of their abilities and then passing them on to each host they get possess after that. It is a lot like a Clintar for the venom species.
Yeah. Although I am detecting a little bit of movement out there, as he looks in the monitor, I don't detect any of those life forms. These are protecting each other. Because that shouldn't be too much wind in there. Maybe it's the opposite. But the wind protects him. Maybe there are death forms out there. Icky or dead. Or at least the appearance of such. We are going to the crossover between this and the Mad Quest now.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Let me see what she has further faithfully. You heard anything that might be so? We have landed in the graveyard. And I remind Duffy that not his head towards Salazar, while he's Duffy. He just said that Mirage can control what we would perceive out there, and she is likely to try to make such images unsettling. On our very soul, he used dark magic to construction of the chapter he's wielding. It might then well be a rule that dark magic is very often augmented by absorbing negative emotions, such as fear. So now, she can not only check out the happiness in you, but By taking it out, you are even empowering the scepter. Because only negative emotions stay. Laughing out the exit of the door fearfully. I'm not sure if I want to join you out there then. I mean, good. This is one adventure you shouldn't go out, Duffy. We don't want to see you sad. This is your prerogative, of course. I almost said privilege. Acceptable.
close.
While regarding Duffy, none of us will force you to join us. That said, it should be kept in mind that whatever we might encounter out in this form would likely be designed to be scary. They are skeletons. They are spooky scary skeletons. If it's one of the graveyard, it would be haunted house or something else similar. We should expect sunshine and rainbows as we travel to the state. I mean for Mirage I mean, not Mirage. For Kecker, it might be. What if somebody's afraid of rainbows? And it makes even more sense now that I said Chrysalis.
Actually, one character is confirmed to be something like that is, first of all, in Dragon Ball Z, Frieza was like that. Anything cutesy or like that, he was terrified of. And but in this show, Rainbow Dash had fears of something like that. Dancing flowers with little flutes actually terrified her.
Yeah, when Frieza went to hell, he was sent to heaven because that's worse for him.
His happy little dolls marching around him, and it was just really, really irritated him.
Yeah. And we think about that Chrysalis, T-Rex, and some other villains are all afraid of rainbows now. So
Yeah, kinda.
yes, to chat. Only in here. We are the only knights we can bring to such dark places. We need heroes. And I'm pretty sure that your leader should not come out either. Especially in a place like this. And Zelda already has at least one pony that he has sworn to protect. Because we definitely know that those zombie ponies will definitely have the faces of some fallen comrades.
In that case, there's plenty of faces that the Doctor could be haunted with.
I don't mean the Doctor. I mean the other Time Lord. Out there. Who has PTSD. I mean the Doctor has PTSD as well, but not as bad as her.
You mean Belladina? Oh yeah.
Yeah? You definitely
she has plenty of horror stories, and she's not adapted to it well.
Yeah. She can go out. Something occurs as her voice hardened with the dog, while I shift to the Southern Arabian plain, as she was Emily. If Mirage has the capacity to force us to materialize within a certain place and moment, then there is no telling how long Carol was forced to wait in that form before we arrived. Maybe she didn't need to wait at all.
God. One of the sentences in this next paragraph is something you said yourself plenty of times tonight. Continue.
Aside, the Lord is serving, as she said grimly. I know. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can do about that right now. For my part, I need to fulfill my vow. To the best of my ability, it is vow or vow. How do you say that? I never heard it saying out loud.
Vow.
Yeah, it's just vow, okay. I know the word, I just never heard it before.
You can click read.
I mean, you read it already, so that's
Yeah.
all fine. You let everything else in the fate tools. Which is why I encourage you to come. Let him to persuade Luffy. Actually, you can end up the most attention pony to join us out there. Oh yeah, you mean, the mod is needed to lift our spirit in dark
Mm-hmm.
times. I am? That's first off, as she asks. She is as confused as she feels battered by the statement. Yes, and I assured Luffy with a very sincere look in his eyes. Sure. Once again, he nods his head to indicate answer. Once again, the name Salazar still to me sounds like an illness. Wait, think about let me think about that. Oh, that's right. Because in Genshin Impact there was an illness named Alazar.
Okay.
That's why it sounds like an illness to me. By continuing to learn on Luffy as he said. Beyond his personal resources, training, effort, and the like, he has also done everything else in free tools. Well, Luffy, you are unusually lucky. I am not so sure about that. Thinking about the pianos and everything else as well. If you join us, you can influence fate to be in our favor. On top of that, the music you can sing can now be augmented by magic, thanks to the skills you picked up with each skill we encountered. Can it? I don't remember Luffy learning it. It happened,
Yeah,
but
she learned.
I
She
don't
learned
know
it
it.
unconsciously while she's staying along with the Curans, but she was in a trance at the time.
That's why I think that she didn't actually learn it happened, but can she just call it or that skill as well? I'm not so sure about that.
If she can, it's a pretty relatively new skill for her. That adventure he's just talking about is exactly their last adventure.
Yeah, and also there has been time passed, a lot of time, when they were training.
Yep.
Courage is our best defense out there, and you can allow that in an unusual and highly effective way. And now you are definitely about.
Hmm.
That is true. That I agrees with Fender as he goes therapy. While I stand by my decision that no pony shall force you to join us, I still try. I must admit that it could be a powerful attack to a party. During this particular adventure, one that might tip the balance between defeat and victory in this mission. Really? Luffy asks, but she moves shyly, but not rapidly. That is definitely the same thing. If I can find it, there we go. And the picture is small, but there you go. There's nothing right now. Believe in yourself and your teammates, and I encourage nothing warmly. Like any Polymoros, you possess unique magical talent that can serve as a major asset to our team. Also, In the meantime, let me check everything is working. Yes, okay. Just to be sure that I'm not talking without my microphone turning on or something. It happened before. I can impose among us. You possess the incumbent talent. This can serve as a major asset to our team. Choice is still a key factor. Do you wish to be helpful to one of your beloved friends, or do you want to be useless? It is a very closing question, by the way. We are not forcing you, but we are heavily encouraging you to join us, otherwise you are gonna be deemed useless. My friend! Luffy said under her breath, as she looks among all the creatures here. Right? Sometimes just I think an especially look at the doctor's vision. One thing comes to mind again. Oh, what is the
It's Schlagazard.
There you go. My fellow friend! Right, no, sometimes just I think it's especially long at the doctor's vision. He admits to a scan, by telling her gaze back to Salazar, then nods firmly at him, as his love sinks deep into her own eyes. To him, she answers boldly. Yes! I will join you all! Sometime, not now. And now, my friends, it's on your shoulder to defend Luffy from all emotional trauma.
Well, if they succeed with that, she can augment the return very effectively.
Misato acknowledges the declaration with a proud smile and nod to her, before he passively and silently scans the rest of his team. And with all that being said, I believe we have gathered as much information as we can from within this vessel. It can figure out aloud, the television. Unless you, Vision, can absolutely inform us of anything else you detect out there. I detect that we have been detecting. Before answering that, we just similar to last year, to remember the direction of the ship, which was assigned to runners where at least part of her focus is now light. We have a visitor. He's gonna look around the door. He's silent for a moment before she said, "What I have to report is probably as flexible as the darkness and the fog. I am detecting hostile emotion out there, but they also feel hollow somehow. There's like the difference between hearing an echo and opposed to the voice that originates it. I mean, obviously it's hollow, it's coming from a chain symbol. Most are missing something all the time."
Yeah.
In other words, those emotions themselves are fake. That feels. They are part of the illusion. They're part of the ambient atmosphere within that place. I mean, if you think about that, she can now turn into the fog itself. It is particles, it has no body. We know that there is no limit of what you can turn into. At least from what we get out. Kind of. So Mirage right now is actually this. There you go. There's Mirage. Smoke level 1 piece who can turn into smoke. And until disapproven, I believe she is the phone. But it's part of the phone. Kind of. We just said as if we were the near to what I are now. Remember, the emotions I'm taking out there are coming from an artifact made of dark magic. That is as real and fake as anything can be from the sentient object. It is written by a being who is sentient though, which is why the chances you will face in the state are going to be intelligently guided. In other words, the designer of the art out there is more dangerous than the tool she wields. I mean, that's always true. That is always true. Any weapon can be used for good. And for bad either. It's the intent. Then I figured as he gives the essence of the ship a shrewd and calculating look. Bingo! We just confirmed. Well then! Oh yeah! Actually, now that I think about it, what I wrote here kinda makes even more sense. This thing. Because we know that Symbiote is not overwriting the emotions of the horse. I wasn't even thinking about that. Well then, the guy starts calmly after she has a bath. I think the next logical step for us to take is to get the door open. If nothing immediate or so does when we do so, I will send one of my drones out to do more detailed scans. In the server low enough to expand our search perimeter, I send the second drone out there to...
Hold on. Go ahead.
Holding on.
Alright, go ahead and continue.
No! I continue. And interrupt with an objection. Not most of them. Keep one of your drones in here. Haven't they already tried this? Sending drones into fog that disappeared after all?
Yes, but they tried it when they were outside the fog.
True. Also, be sure to keep one you do send out that source from visible side. Do anything you can to limit the spread of information to the enemy. He then looks across the whole team. That goes for all of you. Whatever you see, do, or think, keep in mind that we are very likely going to be observed by the enemy from now on. I imagine them reading the mind of Duffy. Muffin. 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 Because that's, they don't have any critical information, been displayed in an obvious way.
There was a character in Star Wars: The Old Republic that actually had a defense against Jedi and Sith mind scans because he kept thinking about a card game called Pazak and constantly strategizing it. They keep reading those thoughts instead of the ones behind it.
I mean, there was a scene in Meshal where the main character was just thinking of what it's called, it's a creeper. And the enemy couldn't hate his emotions because all he was thinking about was creeper, nothing else. So it can work. How exactly are we supposed to do that? I mean, yes, we can do. I mean, if he had the ability to scan our thoughts, then I think it's likely we will have a fair chance to defend ourselves by finding better information. I believe he actually have I would imagine what she sees or thinks about is she sees a library full of books and she can check the label of them. Of okay, I want to see this information, this one book. If all of them are labeled muffin, then she wouldn't know which one is the one.
Depends how in depth the telepathic scan could go. Some might be just surface thought scans, like she could only read what you're thinking about exactly now.
Yeah.
And others might be more in depth, like, in addition to reading what you're thinking now, I can also read the memories of your past. And that's when the big library situation comes in, except that's going past scanning the labels. It's actually taking the book off the shelf and flipping through it and reading it.
That means scanning the doctor might be very dangerous because it can literally overheat
yeah.
your mind.
The Doctor can definitely do that, and so can the Vulcans in Star Trek.
I mean, that is the best thing. Doctor would need to think of everything at the same time. Just do some calculations. Just do some algorithm calculations while you're fighting.
Sure, I've certainly seen episodes in the past where he had done techniques for telepathic defense.
Yeah.
And multiple strategies at that.
Yeah, once again, you are just assuming he has this ability to begin with.
Yep.
I mean, if he has the ability to scan our thoughts, then I don't think it's likely we have a fair chance to defend ourselves by finding better information. In this regard, I do have some tactical info so far, which likely be valuable to keep in mind. In my hand, Captain the Doctor. In my hand, I am modifying the shape a bit, so yes, a telepathic correction to the TARDIS. Now, in addition to things like telepathic calculating and translation, the ship is now also augmenting our mental defensive. So this is our Deus Ex Machina, our first armor, basically. Otherwise you wouldn't have a chance. In other words, the consciousness of the TARDIS is now shielding our minds. But this also means, if she makes this shield, she will also connect to the TARDIS. If you think about that.
It's a very formidable mind. That paragraph also tries to make it clear everyone in the ship never had that defense before this moment.
Yeah.
He specifically is stating this is new.
But yeah, that is one thing that is actually sentient and is thinking, the TARDIS. You would need to be more careful about thinking.
But it's thinking in a very advanced way, though. It would overwhelm other telepathic scanners unless they're entities that can also think on the TARDIS's level, which is like multi-dimensional consciousness.
Yeah, unless you can literally, what I said, just choose which information you want. Which has drawbacks and also defense as well, that you are not getting all the information at once. It can do that, Just yes, carefully. I mean, imagine if you are searching for something in the library, and you would just get all the books at the same time, not even knowing the label, just getting the text from all the books in one place. You would never find what you are looking for.
Gotta keep in mind, this is a moment where the Doctor was prepared. He was warned that the enemy they're about to face might have telepathic abilities. So, if he had plenty of prep time, he designed a defense before they even went into this mission.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, this is the first time he's telling them this.
Also, there is one thing that can be screwed over as well. If you are thinking in a different language, then she doesn't know. That can be
Yeah, right. Without the telepathic translation, that could be another problem. Just as we were talking about earlier, it would be hard to scan machines, even if you technically could get the information from it. You don't. You speak its language. So, if you speak English and another person's thinking in Spanish, the information you're getting is not as helpful.
Yeah, and as I said, when I'm talking in English, I don't think in Hungarian, I think in English as well. Unless
Yeah.
I don't know that one word that I'm searching for, then I try to translate, but otherwise I'm just thinking in English to begin with.
I believe I asked you this earlier that when for a bilingual person, how does that person think normally?
Normally, it depends on who I'm talking to. What I'm
I'd say
doing.
typically whichever language they're most accustomed to use and they're using the most often is primarily the way they think, even if it's the second language.
I'm thinking, I'm using most languages around the same time, around the same amount in my mind.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
So if I'm playing a game that is English, then I'm just thinking in English. But if I'm talking to someone, someone who doesn't know English, then I'm thinking in Hungarian.
Okay.
But it can be different from everyone. So yeah, that actually reminds me of Evangelion. I don't know if you have seen now just Evangelion. But there was a scene. Yes?
Something I don't expect from a bilingual person is flipping back and forth between both languages with every single word of a sentence. I don't
Yeah?
feel like the human mind is normally that complex.
No. But yeah, there was a scene in there when they literally are not just moving the robots with controllers, but they are actually linking their minds to it. But one of the characters has to swap the languages of the robots because there was another one person in there who couldn't speak German, and their mind couldn't understand what was being happening. So yeah, speaking another language is one possibility of making this problem. I know
I'd say that's
Durfee and
partially
others
true.
don't know that, but
Telepathy might also pick up on emotions and maybe images. Maybe you get the memories of smells and such. So anything besides words they might be able to pick up on, but the words themselves, no, if you're not able to speak that language. Unless you have a translator like the TARDIS.
But yeah, with this, now if they pay to the thing, then now they have the TARDIS collection as well, so downside and upside in the same time.
Yeah, well, I remember even in the show it's described that the TARDIS's consciousness is so advanced it can be deadly to channel it.
Yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, it can actually be a weapon against her.
Wow.
It's
Well, it
overload her
could.
mind with the TARDIS.
Yeah.
By letting her in
Yes.
it.
Oh, it definitely can. If it hits someone else at full force, usually it would overwhelm their mind. Um, That might even be the case with Discord, but that is a character who is probably more accustomed to thinking in a multi-dimensional way, so I don't think he'd be as vulnerable to it.
And I can think of one other person who is capable of protecting the TARDIS and his mission.
Hmm.
We know why.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say kind of for her, she tries to empty her mind so that nothing is there to be overwhelmed.
And also she was not being hit by the full force of all the information, she was being clipped information. That is very
She's
different.
she's good at meditation, so she knows techniques and how to adapt to it properly. But in addition to that, she's pretty much the same soul as the TARDIS. They think on the same wavelength anyway.
Yeah, basically Vision and Doctor are the most defending against this. Maybe nothing.
Yes.
That's a note, and here, we don't, once again, we don't even know if they have the ability to read minds. That's assumption. That's a note, as he applied. I don't know when the Doctor became a fire, but he is now. Maybe that is thing now, that he's thinking pirate language.
Well, that's another word for yes for that spelling.
Yeah. Yup.
Yep.
That I'm more aware of what kind of danger we may be facing, I'm plan on for the mission accordingly. At this point, if we are attempting to scan our mind, she will mentally blocked with the image of a wall and unable to look through it. It is more like the TARDIS is constantly thinking of the image of a wall and doing it so thoroughly that the hypnotic energy of the would-be scanner can penetrate it. Then what if I'm thinking of a dynamite from the same time? Or maybe a wrecking ball? I came in. No. For the same reason, she will be unable to influence our mind either. But there is a conscious or subconscious attempt. Yeah, these mind games are literally of, oh, who can think of a stronger object?
Last part of that paragraph says that not only can she not scan us, but she can't control us either, telepathically.
Technically, no. But his words, he can.
Yeah, maybe by aiming a gun at you or something like that. Yeah. That's a different kind of influence.
Or having a monster by her side, right? That can kill you with their gaze. That's what
I
I
was
show.
picturing that puppet from Jeff Dunham. I kill you.
I kill you. I mean, then there would be a lot of people then. That's what they do, I see it. There are other ways she can influence our mind and emotions. Being shown by a bullet, for example. How do you even know what a bullet is? Oh, no, the doctor is saying that, but others might not know what it is. Other than following and the maniac.
Sure, so if they don't understand it, you can replace the word bullet with a nonsense words like quintar. And that's what they're hearing. That, like,
Yeah.
You shot with a what?
Even if it is an illusion, it may affect our emotions to the apparent physical pain. I mean, we know that they know what a gunpowder is. Because Pinky has
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know.
Actually, of all things, it's actually Trixie that'd be the most familiar with that kind of technology.
Yeah.
She's got fireworks galore in the show.
Also, yeah, they have fireworks as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what is hope? I'm not sure if the TARDIS is potential would hold the same impact on money, with a nice sample of the virus either. At this point, the influence would be within our physical bodies. It would be like adding a new section to our physical brain, influencing what us that way. So yeah, keep in mind that the influence may not be foolproof, so don't take it for granted. Other than that, each sample gets the event against passive scans at the very least. In this case, we should also keep in mind if we encounter an alien from the Earth who is affected by the symbiote virus, they are effectively a spy. I mean, we have a keyboard. I get one word. Well, Mirage, even if they don't want to be. It's kind of odd. Anything they observe could be information that has been back to the main horse. Unless that is unless I get a sample of the virus, analyze it, and come up with countermeasures. Unless I make a no such marking a potion that can cure anything. Thank you for the feedback, Doctor. As I said, I see Dr. Scully. Looked at Dr. Scully appreciatively. Then, not the same to the Time Lord Doctor as well. Yeah, I've never heard it to the Time Lord Doctor. And for yours, sir. Yours too, sir. You are clever and resourceful, and a historical record of you are displayed. I mean, luckily this is not the case of never meet your heroes. Now that we have some mental defense against Mirage's scars and influence, we can proceed with our mission with much more technical vulnerability.
Sure, there's plenty of times that people have met their heroes and it ended up a great encounter.
Yeah.
I heard of movie stars who met their movie stars who they look up to and they had a great time.
I have heard some horror stories as well.
Oh, yeah, it can swing either way, which is actually what you need to keep in mind. Both possibilities could exist.
Yeah. This heroes has some theme again, as he said. In the same mind, be as subtle as you can mean to each other, and we share information amongst us. Do everything you can to keep Mirage out of the loop, unless we find a way to turn her to our side. Is it out of priority? Something checks with the party's leader. Is our main objective to attempt to convince Mirage to join us? I mean, in the beginning, I even thought that Doctor was gonna, okay, come to me. I'm gonna be your host, and then defeat it with that. Having the antivirus in his body, that's one of the things. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
It's not unlike his character, actually. I've seen him surrender himself to some police force or things like that and say, oh, wait, take me to your leader.
I mean, there was a thing in the very beginning as well. That was the first thing he said. I came here to take you to your leader. We said that answer in a highly authoritative way by saying, let me make myself perfectly clear. And now, here and now. Our objective as a team in this mission is to save our world we can, who are not attempted in this form. Be it every plant, insect, animal, or pony, or what you have in display. Any and all life forms in there, that includes Mirage. And the symbiote? You said any and all life forms, and the symbiote is one of them.
Oh yeah, it is a life form. It's not really a robot.
She said, sadly as he is. What about the probes that you sent in? They are not life forms, but they are still very much useful tools.
Tools that don't belong to this time period. It's probably a priority for a different reason, actually.
Yeah, to protect the timeline. As far as I'm concerned, most likely true enemy in this mission is the symbiote itself. And even then, it is in the very unlikely chance we can redeem even that villain, that would be most preferred option. I mean, there's a lot less chance of redeeming this villain than some phony ass. Overall, we are here to know how any character us. What is instant hosting within this form? And which paradise is doing it, and no widely as possible. I should always add to these ratings, there are be spoilers. We have seen all of the episodes of My Pony. We might be referencing some that you haven't seen. Also, if you haven't seen all of it, what are you even doing here?
I wouldn't say the danger's high. This is several centuries before the start of the show. Very few characters lasted that long that's still around here, but one of them's Crackle Cosette, and we also know that Celestia is still around.
But don't forget, we have the TARDIS. Time and space are very relevant.
Oh yeah, they could jump all over the place in time.
Even though there might be not many canon events happening here, we may still refer to the canon events in the show. So yeah, spoiler alert. A little bit late, but it should be obvious without saying. And not just for MMP, but for probably other shows as well. I'm sorry about that. He said that if and Doctor Who across the air as he is. They said any pure illusions, mirage may wielding as not, are the only targets you don't have to hold back again. Because they aren't here. And now that is a very dangerous assumption. What if they are not just clones, they are shadow clones? What if they are real? Have you thought about that? You don't know what capabilities the same might have. Mixed infused with Mirage's skills, they might be very real. You are all authorized and encouraged to use any means you have at your disposal to neutralize those targets too. Up to and including otherwise deadly force. He said among his team and checks. Looks at the store. But I only authorize that level of action if you are absolutely certain that the target is indeed 100% fake. Is that understood? Be very careful about that because they will see Trixie and kill her. Remember, that was the whole thing.
He kind of addressed your concern with that last sentence there. Be certain that it really is fake.
Yeah, but
it's only then you can go all out.
This is very not objective. Fake can mean a lot of things. I mean, once again, they did call Trixie a fake magician to begin with. The happy vision and serving immediately replied, "Yes, sir." Doctor is more truthful about what the pin said. Okay, I have a question then. What do you think of these guys? Are they fake or are they not?
Well, not 100% illusions, but not what they pretend to be either.
So they are fake, but that's fake. They are a real person, but they are definitely fake.
Really funny if the Powerpuff Girls were also confused and they're just looking among each other like, which one's the real one? I can only identify my opposite to be fake. They're like, only Buttercup can be certain the other Buttercup is fake, but what about the other two?
What if the whole fight was like the changing fight? That, oh no, you fight yourself. Otherwise
It pretty much it'd be the only way, because if the criminals were also confused, which would be funny as hell, then It's the only way they can handle the conflict is to fight off the double.
But yeah, once again, this is very careful. Be careful about 100% fake. It can be different things to different poses. The permission and serving immediately apply? Yes, sir. The doctor is more thoughtful about it, what the prince said. Am I the doctor? Comstock does not speak to anyone else here, aside from his peers. And even then, only in privacy. And so further up, he was instead. Well, there's a chance Mirage could make it confusing. Who is here or not in that form? What if Mirage would try to get information of Custom and in his mind only says, I'm not talking to anyone else, only my friends.
Well,
And
he
that's
has
his
the
mind.
telepathic defense, the TARDIS right now.
Yeah, but without the defense. He would be defending because he has the mental fortitude of not talking to anyone to begin with. And they are thinking of talking to anyone.
Without the telepathic defense, he's just as vulnerable as anyone else to telepathic scans in. And so yeah, Mirage might be able to get information out of him despite him not actually talking.
Maybe. But I would think that his mental fortitude would be much more harder to penetrate than the others. Because of this whole thing.
Could be.
We should be very careful when we use deadly force, unless we are somehow absolutely sure that it's out here. What if Capsum is deadly injured and fallen down cliff? Would he not be able to call for help? And the police
Yeah, he's not supposed to.
And the police on
Yeah.
the top of the cliff are just yelling, "Where are you? Yelling, you are here!"
He's not supposed to unless maybe he was ordered by the prince to shout out for help at that under the circumstances.
That might be thing like that. That there are circumstances when you are allowed.
Yeah, there might be.
But once again, I believe because of his pride, he wouldn't. Even if it's allowed. Which is why you are also encouraged to use your best judgment. So not announce it, because you are right. If you have any doubts whether or not potential target is here, then use non-deadly force when you can. But prioritize your own safety above all. That is why I said authorize this level of force only if your ability is certain the target is fake. I have one image for that. You might actually know which one.
Short says high speed something.
I have one picture of me sure to kill the fake one. And we still haven't got the answer for that.
In that situation, even Peaky got confused.
Wait, am I here? Okay, that seems to be a problem. After all, we can't protect anybody else in the party if we allow ourselves to get hurt first. If you do get hurt, I can actually have been dead. It's clearly mine. But if I do, then more information that will likely leak to the army. It's fine if it comes to that, which will very likely will at some point. So I said with a shock. Even if we don't get hurt or start wrong, we will ever check if there's something else out there that require medical attention. His eyes focused on Dr. Kelly. I said to her. I wouldn't deliberately advertise on that up front, but in this case, I don't mind too if the enemy learns that there is some futility in attempting to physically wound us. That might eventually discourage her from continuing that particular tactic. I mean, that is one tactic to show that, you can damage me.
Yeah.
Here! I give you a free shot. You can't hurt me. I'm
Because
immortal.
I have infinite hit points.
Wait! You have a thing? A bullet thing? No! Not that! You anything but... Oh wait! You have one hole in your water? No! Not that either! Wait! Silver? No!
I have made a mistake.
Ma. Mustang. I'm still laughing about that the vampires are basically the strongest enemies around that have literally everything in the weakness for them. But just like a good game of chess, don't make yourself obvious until it becomes absolutely necessary. So encouraging. All things in their own time. I mean, you can still make your strategy obvious and have an other strategy in the background, making sure that the enemy thing counteracts your strategy that she sees.
I believe Darth Sidious did exactly that in Star Wars.
Yeah. For my part, my initial strategy in any mission is to prioritize gathering information first. Once I have that, then I come up with the engineer strategy. And I only have engineer strategies. So, if I know there's a trap, and I get everything how to deal with it, I know I can go around it, so I'm gonna jump into it this time. Because that's what the nurse told us. And to that end, Musically looks at Salazar and not to him. I wish to send one of my doors outside, naturally. Actually, it Salazar looks at the lightning. We think out, thinking out with us. If we go out there too, then for me all the less obvious that we send a probe out there. It won't seem like we open the door for no reason. In other words, you look back at the logicality. You act as a kind of diversion. Then, and the probe gathers the information, and that information to us, to the communication crystal. You embed it into our bodies. Oh, it's not just with you, it has been embedded. They have been chipped.
Sort of, yeah.
And the information you give us through this method is whether it is audibly or visually, only we will perceive it. But if she knows about the crystal, she will be able to recreate it with the same signal and everything.
That's if she does, yes.
You are not
she'd
perfectly clear.
She'd have to have that kind of crystal and know how to use it too.
Yeah? It's almost as good as telepathic communication, and since it is known through medical technology, it is harder to hack that signal. That is, at least against this particular threat, is all likelihood. Let's get a note in agreement as she concludes. That sounds like a good plan. Manila, mission. Sana looks back and forth between those two. You two will stay here. I'm laughing because Vision would be like, why? You don't want to be like thing with me? Because there will be no Vision out there. It's literally the top meme that, oh, it's dark in here. Oh no, I can't imagine how that would be.
Oh no, what a nightmare.
You have access to our status through the hidden holographic window, which can be shared with you. And communicate with us through it if you want. But I advise prudence is an option. It's Princess Cadence. Prudence. Don't be too distracting, even if we seem busy dealing with something critical. Beyond that? Yeah, don't knock on the door. Beyond that, you might notice something we have missed. That's actually true with you, Richard. Now and then, you might get some problematic behavior, which could serve as a tactical advantage if you're forward. But ultimately, I will leave you to use your best judgment, when and if to share that kind of insight. Understood? Yes, but I don't know why you are saying this to me. You know I know everything. I've heard everything you said before you said it. Yes, sir. Will you confirm that? And thank you, sir, for giving me some opportunity to feel included. Because you are actually talking to me. Then I would have done it to Vision in that moment, but since he also knew she cannot see such a thing, you have to say instead. Of course, you are part of our team and I welcome you to be as helpful as you can be. That said, your age and health limitations impose some linking of reasonable sustain this particular mission. If it is highly dangerous for even a full-grown adult to participate, then you can understand why we opt to impose some reasonable limits of your personal involvement. However, you are stupid. He is literally the Deus Ex Machina against her. The only reason you are not pulling her with you to this mission is because it would be the same as bringing her Discord to some other mission. This is why the changeling needed that kind of thrown medical limitation defense, because otherwise it would be done immediately.
Her health could use some improvement, but she still has access to her psychic abilities plus the ability to communicate to the others, so in that sense she can still be helpful to the party.
And if
Even
we
if
are
it's done
in this
remotely.
guide, he will be immediately point out that hook is right now in Mirage. Of course, we will accept it a little suddenly. Let's shift to ear to Maradina. And she started with more determination. Which is why I chose to continue my training with my new master, while the rest of you are gone. I'm going to do everything I can to ensure I'm not left behind in my next mission. We shift back to Zelda, and there remains the possibility that I may yet be needed more directly in this mission too. Anything could happen, and our course continued. Also, it is not very right to show Melanie what they are seeing. Because, yes, she's not out there, but she will still see the terrifying things that are gonna be shown to you.
Oh yeah. If Belladina had any chance to actually participate in this mission safely, it'd probably be with Derpy, who has the best way to help others cope. Either that or Dr. Kelly. But her methods are more effective, but also more... It takes a lot longer for it to work.
Yeah? Do as you feel you must, little one. And I apply to Vision very respectfully. It's also almost as if he's communicating with a fully mature adult. Because mentally she is. I expect to trust your judgment. After all, I expect to trust your guide too. He has exist at the council of the TARDIS.
He's probably communicated with her future self a lot too, and knows how competent she will be.
Yeah? I mean, it is like talking to a little child elf who is older than you, basically. If you think about the years, but more than she is a child.
Yeah, well, he's the kind of character who would understand that. Yeah. I think you're close to the end.
Yeah. Then it looks like the rest of his team as he has them. Aside from my captain and Vision, not anyone else here wants to remain behind in the ship. This is your chance to make off, and I know that I shall not think of any less of you if you do so. Captain immediately shakes his head, then from the passing Lee's shoulder, that my side is conveying. My place is always by your side, my Lee and my friend. Wherever and whenever you go, there shall I be too, in the line by your side. And then Custom looks at the doctor very angrily because he is narrating what he thinks he's saying. That would be actually funny if he did that. You cannot talk, but I can say what I think you are saying.
He was quite guarded around Ladybug.
Or even worse, if not the doctor, but actually Richard saying this. That is a little gate, right? You can actually open. That's a back door.
Well, kind of. She reads emotions, not words.
Yeah, but this is basically just emotion placed into the words.
Through emotions, she may be able to sense intent.
Yeah.
The basic point of what he's trying to say. Or feeling.
But this would really be annoying to him that, yeah, I can say it. I cannot say it, but hearing almost the same thing that I wanted to say from someone else's ears, mouth. That does respectfully and proudly to his loyal bodyguard for that. Beyond that, he's not even a bit surprised by that response. I mean, imagine if he was actually surprised and my master is proud of me! I am going to go. Very assured that the busy side of the lollipop is the mouse from left to right. I mean, this was obvious from left to right. He didn't turn it around. That would be stupid. Count me in. Tell me announces proudly. Whenever my friends are on the other two for this session, there shall I be. I believe I can be helpful. Limit Alton, with a small shade of doubt in his voice. For instance, maybe I can use my wind to influence the blow them far away from our area. We know that is not really possible, because this is a magical place that might be not wind to begin with.
Yeah, there might not. It's partly why the doubt.
Otherwise, the form would move.
Feather just generally doesn't have confidence in himself. In any case.
Yeah. It happens. It might even keep the illusion at bay. Let me sigh as he looked down. Then look my soldier as he had. And if I need me, I can protect some of the sword personality I have within this crystal. Shield us from overwhelming narrative and influence out there. No. You just saw that thing. That's because some energy I've been saving for some other project. But if the other team is less or the failure of our mission, then I was gonna use it to help keep us going. I mean, if you are using a little bit to gain a lot more positive energy in the meantime, you'll, oh yay, I have! That's a lot of positive energy.
And he's also saying he'll use it to prevent permanent loss. Like,
yeah?
Having the tank die. If they die, then he's not going to ever gather any more energy, so in a way you can see that as a net gain.
Yeah?
Too.
I mean, we don't know how much the shield would cost.
The point is, he does have a defense like that, an item that can help counter other dark energy items.
I mean, it is like eating poison meat or zombie meat in Minecraft. when you are down on health. Yes, it will lower your health, but keep you alive.
It should be noted too, it's not stored to max capacity, and it can store quite a lot, but they're saving 4 a lot too. Eventually, they're planning to use that crystal to bring back the entire Crystal Empire. That would cost a lot of energy, so that's why they're spending such a long time gathering it.
And
So
that they have.
he's loath to use it, but if they have to, the option's there.
Yeah, but they do have the time.
Right? He's
And
expecting this to be a multi-generational project. It's
yeah,
just gonna take that
I
long.
was about to say that even if he's unable to finish this project, then his daughter will. Which she now knows that there's gonna be a daughter in case. Or at least assumed very hardly.
Yeah, and she has the crystal too. He saw that, kind of.
Yeah.
Or he saw the handiwork of it. It created another crystal palace using the exact same crystal science.
And now his eyes gladly at the short unicorn stallion, and says to the blue small windows. Thunder, wind, please don't make it necessary to repeat myself later on when I tell you now that I do not think you are going to have any trouble being ahead from to this team. Observe that it is truth as we continue this mission, and use that to build confidence in yourself and work on what. And in moments of flustered by his command, then he nods meekly, as he urgently replied, Yes, sir. While looking deep into the eyes of Lieutenant Aramean Prince, as he continues to run for the wind, for he knows the young Stallion is not going to gain any confidence overnight. Nevertheless, the young man will continue to observe how he is helpful to his team now and on to the future. All that accumulated experience gradually fades off. In the meantime, the advice to him now, he hopes, plant the seed, which will ensure the results he had observed later on. I will go too. I mean, yeah, we have assembling that. Don't be nervous about automated round here. If I'm going to play the design to be scary, then I can say I look forward to it. But staying here and not being careful to my relevant friends will frighten me even more. You know that I'm coming through and I will be the most helpful man that I can be. I mean, yeah, it is almost like if you have a movie night and you are watching zombie movies with someone who doesn't like a zombie movie because they are scared of zombies. Then, yeah, I don't like the movies, but I want to be with you.
Can you imagine Spike in that same situation? We know he's scared of zombie ponies. But if by staying, he's aware that his friends are in greater danger, do you think he'd go or stay?
I mean, if reality is that, then yes.
Well, that in Twilight, he's rushed to another world when he's told not to, just to protect her.
Twilight is not 100%, but reality is.
Yeah. I gotta say too, his fire breath might come in handy if they really do face against zombie ponies. Or zombie anything.
I have no doubt you will, my friend. This is not assured. I think it's very firm eye contact to love me, which now I must reveal his own confidence and pride in her. With this particular ally, his leadership telling him is to him a very firm emotional support. If he does, he will be able to provide it back to the rest of the team, all the more. Now, because of this, you will, even if you don't need her, you will have faith. That, oh no, I'm just so please don't hear me. Furthermore, he is even more aware of some of the different hidden talents, both now and later. Most of which hinge on her personal confidence in herself. The more that increases, the more helpful she will be to our allies in multiple ways. I mean, that is the weakness in most of them, that they are not fully confident.
Yep, he's got some future insight on multiple members of his team.
Yeah, and you know I am in. No, you can't come. There's a Putin in almost faithfully smart impression. Come on, I am the doctor. Also, you left a game to me to have.
Yeah.
Does anyone here think I will sit down the dangerous adventure while my friend and companion venture out at night? No, surely not. He actually with a chance to his chance with who? Adventure might be might well be my middle name. I thought that was the oncoming storm. Also,
And he said might as well.
yeah. Actually, no, I didn't want you. We wanted Nerfy to come. He is the one that needed in this mission, not you. And you have said, Doctor, there was no doubt in our mind. So that has the Doctor with the kid. That's why I didn't even glance at you to check until you spoke first. Good man, Mr. Against Felony, or Stallion, should I rather say? And I will move and Doctor explicitly, as said. Any of that will do. Doctor, your message is clear. Well then, with all of them being established, he continues asking out the entire team and the anti-loop, the mischievous kid and the Doctor. The waves and the Time Lord, to invite him to say something. Other than that, he said, Doctor, if you may. Huh? Doctor blinks in momentary confusion, but getting it out quickly. Oh, right! I got you now. Setting it up and said that his game next time, as he said. Well, very well, my friends. Autobot, roll out. On one left one, I see. I mean, close enough, right? I don't see.
You could probably find a YouTube clip of that. Optimus saying that.
Everyone knows how it sounds like. But yeah, now they are still in the fog. And they have no foggy idea what they are gonna do.
But they're still in the ship. There is a deleted chapter I had after this that didn't really establish much. It was all about how nervous the party was for the door opening. That was supposed to put more emphasis and pressure about how serious they're taking this, but it was kind of redundant still.
Ha ha ha! It's a game changing in this command.
Hmm?
Not game changing, game changing.
All the times they are changing.
That's gonna be next time, which is gonna be in Tuesday, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Well, I'm still seeing you tomorrow for something, right?
Maybe. It depends.
You said you're not available in 2 days, but you are available 1 day later, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the plan is. My mom is planning something tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna be in the morning or later.
Okay.
But if there is nothing,
What?
then it's gonna be the game.
Okay.
Probably.
As for me, I'll be going to the Renaissance Fair during the daytime, and I might be pretty darn tired by the time I get back from that, because a little amount of sleep tonight, too, because I have to wake up pretty soon as well. But you keep me informed, and I'll do the same. Whether both of us can be available, and so we're probably going to do Mirror's Quest if we do anything all together.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Give you a heads up too. That chapter that you're coming up to next has some pretty good heft to it. I think it's around 10,000 words. So there actually is some action in it.
There you go. We don't have the Hunger Games, we have a changing games.
What? That's pretty. Yes. Really accurate, actually.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and see you tomorrow if nothing else happens.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.